Good morning. It's 6 a.m. Sunday, and I got a new job. I'm down by the river here looking for Russian submarines, but I don't see any. Ha ha. There's an old joke about watching the submarine races. By the end of this video, you're going to know how to build a fallout shelter for very, very little money in 18 hours. I'm in Vancouver, and there's a small mountain here that's just littered with gasoline storage. The port here is where gasoline is imported, and a couple of pipelines come down here to supply jet fuel for the airport. So we're a nuclear target and have been since the 60s. So, if you think about it, in nuclear power plants, they use water mostly in the reactors to cool them and to hold the radiation down. It's water stops bullets quite quickly. It's pretty good. Lead is also good, but it's heavy and expensive, and we don't want any lead in our lives, especially if it's flying at 2,500 feet per second. So the method is you can get, if you have a basement, get down the basement, use a table, a strong table. If you don't have a strong table, buy a 4x6 or 4x8 sheet of 1-inch plywood and some 4x4 posts, and make yourself what looks like a table by nailing the plywood to the 4x4 posts. If you're in the basement, you should maybe put wood on the bottom as well to protect you from the cold cement. The main part of this is large cardboard boxes, and you put a hefty garbage bag in there and fill it with water, and you make like bricks all over the top of the table and the sides. And since this is pretty important, it's probably worth buying boxes from a moving company, so you get strong boxes. Get a nice size, maybe 24 inches square. You'll need a way to get water in a hose to the bags, although it could be done with buckets. So you cover the top of the table, one layer thick at least, with cardboard boxes with garbage bags in them full of water. Make walls down the side. Same thing, boxes with hefty garbage bags, and fill them with water. And this will protect you from a lot of radiation. And when an atomic bomb goes off, there's a tremendous amount of radiations in the first few seconds. There's that flash of light which can blind you. And the mushroom cloud goes up and starts to fall down. That's why they call it fallout. That's pretty active. And for the longer you can stay in this thing, the better off you'll be, because a lot of the stuff from the explosion has a half-life of hours or minutes, days. A lot of it will stay for hundreds of years, 25,000 years. But this is for the first few days when there's all kinds of the quick decaying radiation in the air. Now it's going to get hot in this thing with body heat, especially if you have a whole family in there. So you need a hole up top to let the heat out. And on the other side, you need a hole to let cool air come in. So you'll have a cool airflow through the shelter and out through the top. Toilet's going to be a problem, so you need to think about, are we going to keep that in here with us, or are we going to have maybe a couple of boxes on a small dolly that you can push out. And masks, or ideally respirators. You're going to need water and food that you don't have to cook. And this could probably be done in a day, even if you have to buy the lumber and drive it back home and nail it together. Drive to a moving store, buy the boxes, go back home, assemble them. Go to a grocery store, buy the big garbage bags, put them in all the boxes, and then fill them up with water. That's probably what it will take the most time, is waiting for the bags to fill, because that's a lot of water. But this would be very effective and probably done in 18 hours if things are getting that hairy that you think it's going to happen. You can't really run from one of these things because the winds blow the fallout for 45 miles maybe. So try that. I also have a book called All About Radiation, and it says that the way to get radiation out of your body is to take niacin, because they say niacin will bind with the radioactive material and bring it up to your skin, and you can wash or brush it off. Now, I don't know if that's true, but when you take niacin, you get that red flush in your skin, and it's itchy. And they say that what that is the radiation you have in your body just from being under the sun, just living life on planet Earth. You have radiation that's gone into you, and the niacin will bind with the radiation and take it out of your skin, and you are compelled to scratch and basically brush it off your skin or have a shower and get rid of it. So I'd say that's a 66% chance that that's true data. So buy some niacin, and that's all I have to say about that. But it's something you can do, and it will probably cost under $100 to do that. Canned food, kind of food you can just open the top and eat. And bottles of distilled water, they're $1 to $3 each. And a radio, if you haven't got one, get yourself a transistor radio with the AM, FM, police band, all of that stuff, so you'll know what's going on. And that's important in knowing, is it over? Did it happen? Have the authorities set up a shelter with food and clothing and any kind of help? So that can be had probably for $45, $65, and some batteries for that. And then you'll be set. And of course, you're going to be lying in there. I guess you need a full mattress if you got it, bedding, pillows, flashlights if you got them, books, stories for the kids maybe. Yeah. Be prepared, say the Boy Scouts. And I had a naval commander who said, seamanship is deciding what kind of trouble you're not going to get into by preparing for the trouble thoroughly in advance.